Have you ever truly paused to reflect on death? Not with fear, but with awareness? We often live as if we are eternal, as if we always have more time, more chances, more tomorrows. But the Stoics remind us of a profound truth. Memento Mori. Remember that you will die, not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Welcome to the calm within. In today's video, we'll explore one of the most powerful and awakening teachings in Stoic philosophy, Memento Mori. But instead of fearing death, how can we find wisdom, even peace, from it? If the god of death appeared before me and whispered, "You have only 24 hours left," how would I react? First, I would skip the shock, the tears, the regret. What good would it do to grip tightly to life if death is part of the game? A rule of nature, simple and inevitable. In the end, if I only had 24 hours left, I wouldn't waste them trying to change the unchangeable. I don't know what waits on the other side. But that's not the point. Instead, I would use those 24 hours as wisely as I could. I would find my family and loved ones, hold them close, and finally say the words I've always meant to say truthfully and fully. I would visit my grandparents' grave, whisper a thank you, and, if possible, a gentle goodbye. Yes, there would be unfinished dreams, abandoned plans. But I've tried. I've done my part, and that is enough to leave without regret. But let's be honest, I don't know if I'll die tomorrow or 70 years from now. Life might still stretch far ahead. But are those two outcomes really so different? What's the difference between short and long when nothing is forever? Life is finite. We all know it will end, but we avoid facing that truth because it makes us feel uncomfortable. Yet the truth remains. Each of us lives beneath an invisible clock, counting down to our final breath. We just don't know how much time we have left, unless we are terminally ill and told so. Ironically, we often forget this truth. We act as though life is guaranteed. We waste precious time on meaningless drama, on bad habits, on useless arguments, while postponing the life we actually want to live. And when death finally knocks, will we feel ready? Or will we feel only regret? Regret for all the time we let slip away? 1 day, 10,000 days, 25,000 days, they are just numbers. Life may be long, but it was never meant to be permanent. The future is unknown, and always will be. That's why I remind myself daily, so I won't have to wait until I'm dying to finally appreciate what it means to be alive. It's easier said than done, yes, but it's worth trying. Live as if today were your last, because one day it will be. Why accepting death is so powerful? Because death gives life meaning. It helps us focus. It strips away the unnecessary. It brings us back to what truly matters. If today were your final day, would you still hold petty grudges? Would you still hesitate to say, "I love you"? Would you still stay silent when something needs to be said? Knowing we'll die isn't a curse. It's a compass. Seneca and the wisdom of dying. The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "It's not that we have too little time, but that we waste too much of it." A simple sentence hiding a truth that many of us only see when it's too late. Time has never been the problem. How we use it is. Modern life convinces us we're always short on time. Not enough time to rest, to love, to learn, to do what we enjoy. But the truth is, we're not short on time. We just give too much of it away to things that don't matter. We delay our dreams. We delay forgiveness. We delay being honest with ourselves. We tell ourselves there's still time later, but later doesn't always come. Death doesn't wait. It doesn't care if we've loved enough lived enough, or dared enough. Death doesn't take anything from us. We're the ones who let go. Seneca didn't see death as something to be feared. He saw it as the simple end of time. And if we've lived fully, then nothing of value has been lost. What makes life feel empty isn't death, but living distracted, wasting time on what doesn't matter, and chasing goals that aren't ours to begin with. Accepting death isn't surrender, it's awareness. Some think that accepting death means giving up, but to Seneca, it was the beginning of wisdom. Only when we realize that life is short do we begin to treasure it. We grow less angry over little things. We stop chasing validation, and we return to what matters most: peace, compassion, living in truth. Awaken before it's too late. Seneca didn't write about death to scare us. He wrote to wake us up, to shake us from the fog of procrastination. Every day lived in distraction is a day lost. Every moment could be the last, so treat it like the first. Death is not the enemy. The real tragedy is living a whole life without ever truly being alive. How Memento Mori sets you free. Memento Mori, remember that you will die. It may sound somber at first, but in truth, it's one of the most liberating reminders we can carry. When you accept that death is inevitable, you're no longer haunted by fear of the unknown. You stop clinging to the things you can't control: your reputation, your possessions, the approval of others, or even the illusion of perfection. You also let go of the fantasy that you'll always have more time, that you can wait for someday to do what truly matters. Once you truly realize that life is finite, everything changes. You let go of resentment, because anger doesn't deserve your limited time. You choose to be fully present instead of performing perfection. You love more deeply, knowing that neither you nor those you love will be here forever. You speak more honestly, because some things, if not said now, may never be heard. You act more boldly, because you know no one lives forever waiting for the perfect moment. Memento Mori doesn't make you pessimistic. It makes you real. It helps you live fully. It stops you from postponing what truly matters. It frees you from the illusion of permanence and brings you back to the only moment that truly exists. Now, how to practice Memento Mori, a more meaningful way to live. Each morning, when you wake up, take just a few quiet moments to ask yourself, if today were my last day alive, how would I want to live it? This question isn't meant to make you sad. It's not to make you obsess over death. It's to help you become more awake to each passing day, to what truly matters, to the beauty we often overlook. Just imagine, if today were the last day, would you still hold that grudge? Would you still waste time on things that don't matter? Or would you finally speak love, do what you've delayed, and live this day truly, deeply? You can begin practicing Memento Mori in small, simple ways. Write down one or two things that truly matter to you today. Forgive someone, or forgive yourself. Say something heartfelt to someone close, even a simple "thank you" or "I miss you." Remind yourself to be grateful for what you have. A warm meal, a sincere conversation, or simply the gift of being alive for one more day. A message from the calm within. Death is not our enemy. It isn't here to scare us or make us anxious. It's a quiet companion, always nearby, whispering one gentle truth. Every day you're alive is a gift. Every moment is worthy of your attention. So, live with awareness. Don't let petty worries carry you away. Don't wait for someday to start loving, to start forgiving, to start living truthfully as yourself. Live with purpose. Live in a way that, at the end of the day, you can feel at peace. Live so that when death finally arrives, you can welcome it like an old friend, without fear, without regret, with a heart that is clear, light, and free. That is Memento Mori, not a threat, but a sacred reminder that death exists to help us live more honestly, more fully, more freely. Thank you for watching until the end. We'll see you again in the next video. Until then, stay calm, stay courageous, and remember, death is not your enemy. It is your teacher.